the talk. इसमें देखो तो क्या है, डॉट इट कर दिया।
Sir, you can share your PowerPoint presentation. In the center, you have option of share.
Piyush sir is unmute. Mute.
Yes, sir. Sir is sharing. That's why sir has unmuted himself.
Yeah.
Sir, please switch over to slideshow mode.
Yeah. Slide is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Oh,
Please switch over to slideshow mode.
yeah, it is slideshow mode. इसको वहां नहीं दिख रहा होगा ना। इसमें यही सब झंझट रहता है। Yes, it is a slide mode.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Oh, thank you, sir. Now I have selected the topic mushroom production for income and employment generation. As you know that income and employment generation or unemployment is a basic problem either in rural or in urban area. Now slide is changed. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Next slide is visible.
Not,
Challenges.
sir. The first, not yet, sir. The first slide is visible to screen. Yes, now it's changing.
In fact, when we go for full slide, so it is not changing. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Challenges.
Now it's okay. Challenges visible.
Okay. Now, I think as a agricultural scientist, we have identified some basic challenges among rural masses as well as under urban area. That is unemployment. It is basic and burning problem. Another one is a land division. It is more effective in the rural areas. Climatic change, crop residue burning, migration, removal of rural poverty, malnutrition, water shortage. All these are the problems which we are facing. So these points are self-explanatory, and in this mushroom production technology, we will address moreover, and emphasis is on unemployment, and other will be proved with the help of our slide. That is a removal of rural poverty. Malnutrition is also a challenge. Water shortage, as you know that this is also in some part of the country, it is a basic problem. Now, what is the our opportunity? We have certain opportunity, though that is a temperature range 10 to 38 degrees Celsius, huge amount of crop residue. As in the first slide, you have seen that we are burning the crop residue. And here, crop residue our huge amount of crop residue is our strength, our opportunity, higher density of population. It is also, though it is a problem in many places, but I have taken it positive and feel that this is our opportunity. Now challenge how we can challenge deliberation of challenges. Now खेती बिना खेत के vertical farming we should address, we should adapt, we should generate vertical farming system means any crop, not only mushroom. You can see the hanging and many in the vegetables are in many areas. It is a taking. It is a very much popular. Another one is a short duration crop. Short duration and crops under different temperature regime. If temperature is 10 to 38, so a number of crops we can adjust in this. Now, mushroom, this is topic mushroom. So many benefits, many things, and many things are available in the mushroom. And now, cultivated mushroom variety. You see, in Indian condition, temperature, if you see the temperature range, all the mushrooms covered are produced the temperature range 15 to 38. You see, six civilization in many part is common. Number one, oyster mushroom. I think all of you are well aware about oyster mushroom. It is produced or it is cultivated in between 20-degree minimum and 30-degree maximum. Another one is most popular mushroom is button mushroom that is grown in 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. You can say during winter. Another one is a milky mushroom and a padistra mushroom. These are high temperature loving. You can see that temperature 38 degrees Celsius. Now, all four mushrooms are cultivated across country. If you see the scenario in South India, like Odisha and other states, padistra as well as milky mushroom is very common. In North India, if you see the western mushroom and butter mushroom, though butter mushroom is available everywhere in country, but mostly people like them. Some plants or production is already there in all states, but not in the North India, maximum production of button mushroom is there because a number of uh, control units are there as well as seasonal growing is there. Now you see demand of the time is we should use medicinal mushroom. Many simple, you can say, physiological disorder due to many abiotic factors. So all these mushrooms are helpful. Shiitake as well as hericium. These two mushrooms we have included in the cropping cycle. If you see the oyster mushroom, that is well 3 to 4 crops in North India, sometimes 4 to 5 crops. Another one, button mushroom is only one crop. Milky mushroom is also 4 to 5 crops because when temperature reaches 30 degree and maximum 38 degree as well as high humidity. And padistra mushroom that is also high temperature loving and both. hericium and shiitake, you can grow a medium temperature, that is 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. So these, by this slide you can see how six variety of the mushroom is cultivated across country. Now you see this is a small module, that is a mushroom cultivation in 2000 square feet. If a person have a small hut around 2000 square feet, so you can see the production scenario, and you can earn approx जो 30 to 35,000, तो थोड़ा चेंज हो गया क्या, 30 to 35,000 rupees per month. Now this is mostly Bihar condition. Now you see the data contribution of mushroom production in different states of India. So 10 states were ranked during 2021 and 22. So Bihar was the leading and contribute 10.8%. And next was the Maharashtra and Odisha. This is the report of National Agriculture. Now the contribution of different mushrooms in India means production. If you see earlier, 73% or up to 70% production was, and now the production of button mushroom is reducing, and now up to 56 to 60%. And area of the oyster mushroom and other mushroom is increasing because seasonal growers attracted them, and that is very common. Now paddy straw is also milky, and next first button, second oyster, third milky, shiitake, hericium. All mushrooms have made their place and cultivation is started. If we can see the oyster, button, and milky mushrooms have been commercialized, and others are yet to be commercialized. This is a nutritional. I think every all of you are well aware. Now, what is the why mushroom is important? Why? Because entrepreneurship potentiality of mushrooms is shown here. Earlier, we think that mushroom production means only we cultivate, only we produce the mushroom and eat or sold them, earn money. No, this has such subject, and we have started here a course. So all these subjects or all these points have their place. Number one, span production. You see, it has a vast potentiality, and in Bihar we have more than 80 laboratories, but still today we procure outside 40% spawn from outside. Similarly, so it is a big, uh, you can say, entrepreneurial capacity, or you can say a big, vast vision can establish the laboratory, and he can start their spawn production, because spawn is a seed. Without seed, no production is not possible. Another one is a compost production. This is a compost of any six, you can see. And because no, it is not possible to produce everyone the compost. If anyone in the city area, so they have no opportunity to prepare the, you can see the compost production. So anyone can start their startup with the compost production, and every time during the cultivation of button, you can produce the button compost or oyster compost, milky compost. Some everything is prepared. Now around their mushroom cultivation, this is the major focus, because how we can utilize or how we can produce the mushroom around the year. But today it is cultivated under controlled condition also. So small farmers are not capable to start their, recommend that for 50 kg, 40 to 50 kg mushroom per day production definitely can fulfill the requirement of one family. Now, button, oyster, seasonally, processing and packaging. This is another topic where a party or entrepreneur can collect, process, and packaging is also. Now, in Bihar, we are very much focusing or focused on cultivation and product development and marketing. Three aspects we have taken as a challenge. So many products are available, and we have the products are waiting entrepreneurs who can start their startup. Another point is spent management. If our production is high, so huge amount of spent will be generated. Then how these are managed, how we can manage. And another one is marketing. I think all of you are well aware about the marketing, because marketing is a strategy. Everything is marketable. Here you see, since production to consumption are depend on the marketing strategy.
मैडम आपके आईडी पर ना आईओएस पोर्टल पे अभी ईएनटीपीटी कोर्स अलाउड हुआ है ना, उसको
Now
अप्रूव करना है सबको।
थोड़ा सा उधर बढ़ जाइए तो. Now the production, first we have taken, we just, you see, button mushroom cultivation. Generally, temperature required for spawn run and case run, you see 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, on temperature 15 to 20 degree for crop production, time for spawn run. All these are the given here, and most of you are well aware. Now, ingredients. These are the ingredients, and many other ingredients are available. We recommend the locally available ingredients. You can use it. Now, method of compost production. You say earlier it was a long method of composting or traditional method, and all of you are well aware, because it takes 1 month. It takes 1 month for the complete production, and many issues were uh, raised by the farmers. Sometimes quality is not good, sometimes contamination is, many issues were there. So we have, I think, you see one JEPT method. Earlier, in fact, this method or this technology was uh, developed by Dr. Manjeet Singh, then director DMR Solan, and all of you are well aware about the Directorate of Mushroom Research Solan. At present, Dr. BP Sharma is a director, and good work, excellent work they are doing. And our center is one center out of 26 centers. So this method was, that is a long method and short method. So this method was most popular in Bihar because in Bihar condition, erratic rains occur. So this compost is ready for 15 to 20 days. It took lesser time. So method is there, ingredients are there, mixing of the all piling. In fact, we have modified it accordingly, availability of resource as well as materials. So pipes, you see here, complete piling. Our uh, tribal in Bihar, tribal people have already done a number of pipes they have used, but in the 10 quintal compost, you can uh, 6 to 7 pipe is sufficient. So this is the mixing, piling, and turning after 4 days. We will discuss when anyone will be interested, and you can ask those question. 6th day to 7th day, first turning. Next, you can say 9th day and 11th day, second and 13th day. Like this is the schedule already given in the slide. So complete the compost process, that is within 15 days or sometimes 20 days. Now, pasteurized method. Third one is in the control. In the control condition, this is the compost production technology for uh, control unit, because it cost heavy amount. So the compost is in this ready. You can see 20 days. You can see. Hello, ठीक. May I audible? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir. You are clearly audible and visible, sir. Please continue.
Visible. Thank you, sir. This is the pasteurized tunnel method. That is also because earlier only two methods were there. Number one, long method and short method. And this short method is expensive. Pasteurized tunnel method is expensive and feasible or applicable to only control units. So it is not very much popular in small growers. And earlier method, you can say method is most popular among small farmers. So both the quality of both compost is more or less same, and cost effective is also. So small farmers, we recommend to small farmers to this pipe method of composting. Now you see this is a small tunnel, and it is widely used. But nowadays, tunnel is there, but nowadays it is 50 to 60 ton size of the tunnel is we recommend because a huge 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 bags are using around the year under control condition. Now another one is a this your oyster mushroom cultivation. You see, second one is a cropping period round the year. You can say temperature 20 to 30, spawn run period 15, time for pinhead initiation 18 to 25, production this that is activities like this. Now substrate preparation of you can see how any crop residue you can use and chemical treatment or hot water treatment. You see hot water treatment food is easily available. They are using this one. Otherwise, mostly people use chemicals. But we don't recommend when you go for export, then are widely people are very much conscious with health conscious. So hot water treatment. Now another one is a small uh, substrate sterilizer we have already prepared in and the cost is per quintal not more than 200 rupees cost. So that is omen friendly, one phase electricity, you can operate it. So we have designed it and available in the market. Anyone can ask and purchase it. Now, spawning, second stage of the oyster mushroom is spawning. You see, our women are very much conscious and eager. They are doing, preparing their bags. Now, spawn run. This photo, you can see how is spawn run and clear whitish is there. It takes sometimes 15 days, sometimes 20 days, because depend on the temperature. However, nowadays some farmers are producing or cultivating the oyster mushroom round the year under control condition because they have Bihar government promoting the mushroom production and they are providing the subsidy up to 50%. 50% subsidy for the production house or any. So you can see another one is pinhead, how pinhead is coming out. This is the clear cut picture. Now crop management, this is another part because you maintain the moisture. I think the mushroom production is depend on only two factors, not more than two. That is temperature and humidity. If temperature range is species wise or crop wise available, then there is no problem. As well as humidity also. Now harvesting and packaging, you see this your now yield. Sorry, I have some. I think proper slide is not. Slide have changed here. So now 2 minute I I will take and change the slide. Sorry, 2 to 3 minutes. ये अब शेयर करिए। इज इट ऑडिबल? हेलो हेलो।
Yes, sir. Please share this slide, sir. It's not visible.
जस्ट वेट, स्लाइड इज विजिबल? हेलो,
Not yet, sir.
स्लाइड नहीं विजिबल हो रहा है। There is some technical, because technical person is not here, so this happened. Slide already changed.
देखिए क्या मुकेश सर को?
मुकेश कहाँ, उनको कोई इंटरेस्ट है?
नहीं, एक मिनट यही।
जस्ट 2 minutes.
Sir, in the center of your screen, there is option of share screen.
नहीं, there was, but at this time, अच्छा, not center, but see who is in this document. ये this one is अंदर cloud स्लाइड चल रहा था। इसी को जरा सा शेयर करिए, इसी स्लाइड को शेयर करिए।
ये डेस्कटॉप पे रखी है?
हाँ हाँ, डेस्कटॉप पे है।
मीटिंग चल रहा
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं है। वो बराबर शेयर होता था, ये गलत, थोड़ा दूसरा स्लाइड इसको दिखाने की जरूरत पड़ेगी।
सर, आप जूम का ब्राउजर ओपन कर लीजिए एक बार, और उसके बाद में सेंटर में मिडल ऑफ उसकी स्क्रीन में बॉटम साइड में शेयर स्क्रीन का ऑप्शन आएगा।
ओके, एक मिनट।
है।
Respected participants, due to some technical error, our speaker sir has got disconnected. Soon he will join us. Please bear with us. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sir, you can try to share it now once again.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir, you
Hello.
are audible. Yes, sir, you are
Yes.
audible.
And slide.
Not yet visible, sir.
वहाँ पर आप वीडियो कर दीजिए जस्ट स्टार्ट माय वीडियो यस video is visible.
Yes, sir, your video is visible and you are audible. If you are sharing, then
Okay.
it's okay.
Slide is visible.
Not yet, sir. Please share it.
Yes.
Yes, sir, now it's visible. Yes.
लेकिन slide change नहीं
You was
होगी.
on.
Orange.
हो जाएगा सर
Slide
इस पे आप
which
राइट में क्लिक कीजिए.
no
Yes.
slide is changing.
Yes, sir, it's changing.
Changing. Okay. Now this was the slide harvesting and packaging. Uh, Already we have discussed this. Now the production scenario in Bihar, how we have taken the challenge, and since 91 and 2000 you see, and this is the right tell. Now this is sorry, this slide is in Hindi. I think most of you people may or may not be medicinal mushrooms, that is shiitake, hericium, mitake, that is udair, rishi. These are the some important medicinal mushrooms are here, and their medicinal property. You see, cancer, AIDS, tumor, blood pressure, high blood pressure, uh, immunity, Alzheimer's, many diseases are, I think, I can say that is controlled by this mushroom. Now, another one is Coriolus caesophilum. All these are available. Markela esculenta, that is sometimes people say Modi mushroom. These are the, but only few mushrooms are cultivated. Shiitake mushroom, hericium, all these are though, and rishi mushroom. This one also. Here I would like to explain that rishi mushroom, here shiitake and hericium, these are mushrooms which you can eat like vegetable, you can consume like vegetables, and all these others are used as medicine in the form of tablet, in the form of capsule, or in the form of tincture. But these mushrooms are used as vegetable. So these are the important. Another one is this Caesophilium is also important and used. Cardiceps sinensis. This is also many places or many laboratory they are growing artificially. Marcula, it has no till date cultivation technology, but hunting in the forest area. Now processing and packaging, you see the how mushroom is harvested and packaging going on in the big way. Now, now we have development. Number one, domestic products. Another one is industry. We can dehydrate all mushroom, but in case of button mushroom, there is a high tech technology, high expensive technology. Another one is if we dehydrate it, then we can prepare the pakoda, powder, and powder is used in many ways. Another one is a domestic product, pakoda, cutlet, chop, kheer, guja. All these are the domestic and used in our daily life. Now, this product, another product, these are the domestic as well as industrial product. That is mushroom paneer, mushroom badi, mushroom idli. All these are in which way you can take it. Another one is a mushroom pakoda. This is also domestic. You see how it is prepared. Mushroom cutlet. This is also very fancy item and available in many hotels, etc. Mushroom litti. This is litti is very much famous in Bihar as well as Uttar Pradesh, and in other parts of three types of the litti is already available. This is the gujia. I think during the Diwali or the Sahara or sometimes Holi, this is very much popular dish, or you can see sweet dish. Production technology is very easy. Mushroom chop, this is also a fancy item. Mushroom halwa. This is the halwa is very important. And first we prepare the rava. Two types of this halwa are prepared. Number one, general, and another one is to fasting people. Those people who are fast always in many occasions. So here we use maize, wheat, or millet flours in case of general halwa. But in fasting, we use makhana or just this one singhara flour. And this is so nutritious, very much common in the Bihar area. Now, this is the domestic as well as commercial mushroom laddu. You see here, ingredients is there. Now, mushroom bhujia, you can say this is also very common. Mushroom samosa, we got patent of this during 2003. Now, this is a namkeen, this is a sauce, mushroom powder, very common. And all products are uh, prepared from the oyster, because people always claim that oyster mushroom have no market. Now, branding and value added products. There was a column. So these are the industrial. Now from here, industrial or entrepreneurial products is there. Now for the sake of the marketing, you see branding and trademark and marketing, packaging, all these are the issues. And we have already given the examples. Now, fresh mushroom, because branding is compulsory. So, without branding, without details of your trademark or any other, these are the not possible. Okay. Slide is moving. Hello, hello. कोई बोलेगा तब ना.
No, sir, slide is not visible. It's okay. Hello.
Slide is not visible.
Slide is not visible, but you can continue, sir. No issue.
Just इसको कर दी छोड़ थोड़ा. हाँ. Now slide is visible. Hello.
Please continue, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
No, no. Yes, continue is there, but slide is moving.
Sir, slides are not visible. It was visible till that products and harvesting and all. Now it's not visible. But you can continue verbally also.
Okay. 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 Now this slide, mushroom
Our
powder
next
is
speaker is
visible.
already joined. Yes.
Hello? This powder is visible.
Yes, sir.
This branding.
No, sir. Slide is
Okay.
no.
No,
Slides are
sorry.
not visible.
But I don't know. Technical problem is there.
Okay.
So now these are the branding, all brands. I think after end, I will see some of the product directly. Okay. Now this is the fresh mushroom. How branding is there, and you see now spent management. You see the spent how spent can be managed. Here, oyster mushroom. We have prepared some value-added products. That is a egg cavity because all these are the disposable, easy to decompose. Another one is a button mushroom spent that is used widely in the field. Now, this one is your efficient use of agro waste because you see the we take the uh, crop and as I have बढ़िया एक मिनट से, I have already discussed that all any crop residue can be used. So after the end, we supplement as the compost as well as the fertilizer. Now marketing, you see how marketing is done in big way by the our entrepreneurs with the brand. Now we want are the new initiative that is mushroom production technology is a nano industry and commercialization and marketing of technology are all these through FPOs. I think all of you are well aware about the FPOs because now uh, scattered employment generation because some is doing here, somebody is there. Now, as joint approach through FPO, production is very high and you can fulfill the demand as well as solve the marketing, export quality production and value added. So now the day we have to produce our value added products more and more and through export we can uh, extend the marketing strategy. We have 5 to 6 FPO, that is Rajendra Pusa mushroom FPO, Jagriti mushroom, Jagriti Pusa mushroom, Sahajanand mushroom FPO, Arunya mushroom, Priya food and process. These 5 they are exclusive to the mushroom production. Now the over, and I am sorry that you have not seen the slide, though I would like to show the slides again. तनी से इसको हटाइए तो. Now, first I would like to ask the questions, then we will show the product also. इसको साला क्यों ऐसा हो गया हमको समझ नहीं आया.
Sir, you can share your PowerPoint presentation to us later on.
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
share it with our participants, sir.
Okay, I will send through mail to you, sir.
Yes,
No
sir. Yes, sir. We
problem.
will share it with our
Now,
participants as
um,
absolutely you are showing
because I've taken
so
more
many
time
of the products which are
due to, yeah.
buying. Definitely they are having huge importance. Are yes, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us all on the brief introduction and importance of the mushroom and all the packaging practices and processing and main the branding and products which are being prepared at your center and marketed in all over the region.
Sure.
Definitely, mushroom has a great importance, and thank you so much for
Thank,
bearing with us in
thank,
online platform of Just Agriculture, sir. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you. Any clarification?
If any queries will be there, sir, we will communicate to you, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Now, may I leave? The Hello? May I leave the meeting? Thank you, sir. You have given the opportunity me, and thanks, a lot of thanks to participants, and I always available since 7 to 9 in the morning to reply to the farmers. Thank you.
Audible to you? Gaurav, sir.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. You're audible and visible. So, welcome to you, sir, on the online platform of Just Agriculture. It's our 23rd day of Krishi Manthan 2. And uh,
Piyush, your voice is breaking. Hello, am I audible to you guys? Shivani or anyone, if you can just give me a thumbs up if I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Great. So let's just get started. Piyush, sorry, your voice is breaking. I'll just hijack the agenda and start from here if that's okay with you.
am I audible to you, sir, right now?
Now you are audible.
Okay, okay. So, respected participants, our speaker Gaurav sir has joined us. I would like to give a brief introduction about sir before inviting him to deliver his lecture. Gaurav sir is the founder and CEO at City Greens, which is an India's leading agri-tech startup in the domain of hydroponics, aeroponics, and farm automation. And sir has did his MBA from Business Administration and Management from IIM Calcutta. And sir has been experience of various members in the different societies and working as a member board of governor in Indian Institutes of Information Technology, Sonipat, and also as a member of Seed Support Management Committee and Idea Technology Business Incubator of Naram from July 21 to present year also. And sir has also served as Senior Vice President and in Portia and from April 2016 to March 2017. Sir was also the co-founder and CEO of various organizations. And Sir has been also awarded with esteemed awards such as Economic Times Young Leader, the Economic Times India in August 2012 for reaching the final stage on the ground assessment of ETYL in 2012. Along with this, Sir was also awarded with the Wings of Excellence by St. Gallen's Symposium, Switzerland. And Sir was also awarded with many highly reputed awards by the Government of India and abroad also. So we are fortunate enough to have you, sir, with us on the online platform of Just Agriculture, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir, please.
Thanks a lot, Piyush, for this great introduction. And thanks to Just Agriculture platform for giving me this opportunity. What I will do is we have around 48 minutes with us. I have another meeting at 6. So what I'll do is I'll divide it into 3 parts. In the first part, I will talk about hydroponics, a very brief presentation which talks about basics of hydroponics, what it is, what kind of business can be done in hydroponics. I'll follow it up with very briefly about City Greens, what we do. And then I would want to answer your queries. If time permits, I would want to open the floor for queries, which can either come through you asking the question directly or through chat if that's enabled. So without wasting any time, let me just share my screen and start with the first part. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
And the slides are moving, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So in this first part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very basic introduction of hydroponics from the point of view of growing, till business if someone wants to do business in hydroponics. And many of you might be aware of most of this, or many of you might be totally new. Since this is a wide audience, I'm assuming that I'm starting with someone who doesn't have any introduction. I know you would have a lot of introduction from Google and all, but for time being, let's start assuming there is no introduction and then move forward. So if we talk about hydroponics, hydroponics is generally a word which is used for the kind of farming where we don't use soil. Now, there can be a literal true sense. If you talk about literal true sense, hydroponics is something where the roots of plants are not in soil, but they are in water. Hydro means water, ponics means labor. So if the roots are in water and if all the nutrient intake is happening from the water, that is called hydroponics. That's literal and true sense of hydroponics. But when we talk about industry, if you talk about industry today, and if you talk to someone about that, I want to do hydroponics, there are many other things which also get clubbed under hydroponics. For example, growing using cocoa peat. It's basically substrate-based growing. The roots are not in water, roots are in cocoa peat, but that also is a subset of hydroponics when people talk about hydroponics in the industry. So hydroponics is one, then cocoa peat-based growing is one part. There is another system called aeroponics, in which the roots of the plant are in air. They are not even in water. So roots are directly in air and the nutrient is sprayed on the roots as a mist. Then there is another technology called aquaponics, in which fish are grown along with cultivation of crops. So in the water where fish are grown, that water is used after treatment as a nutrient for the crops. All of these technologies or all of these growing systems together are the systems. They have only one common feature, and that common feature is that none of these systems use soil. So hydroponics is majorly a kind of farming which is independent of the quality of soil. Let's say you want to grow something in a building, there is no soil, you can do that. You don't need soil to grow things. You can also grow in desert. You can also grow in land which is totally barren. And for that, you can use technologies like hydroponics. So to understand what is hydroponic, first is there is no soil in hydroponics. Number two, the water usage is very, very minimal. If you look at the usage of water, I'll give you an example for India. India has around 12% of the world population. But when it comes to the water resources, India has only 4% of the world water resources. So 12% of the world population has only 4% of the water. Out of that 4%, 83% goes towards agriculture, because India is largely an open field agriculture society. Water is done through irrigation canals and all, and a lot of this water gets evaporated and wasted. So water shortage is a very big problem for agriculture whenever monsoon is not sufficient. Like recently, less than 6 months back, there was water shortage in the southern region. And in many regions in Western India, currently or always there is a water shortage. In these kind of areas, hydroponics can be a boon because it saves up to 90% of water. The third thing in hydroponics, why people do hydroponics, is it gives you a higher yield. And higher yield means you have more produce to sell, which in turn means you have more revenue that you can make out. Now, another thing is, let's say someone wants to grow in hydroponics, but what are the crops that can grow in hydroponics? Now, there is a basic misconception. Generally, people think that leafy greens are the only things which grow in hydroponics. That's not true. Yes, majorly it's leafy greens. And within leafy greens, there are 4 different buckets. The first bucket is herbs. So your pizza toppings, oregano, parsley, rosemary, these kind of things. These all things can grow in hydroponics. Then there are exotic crops. We call them exotic because they are not native of India. They are generally grown in European environment where the climate is cold. But using hydroponic, if you are doing climate control, you can grow them in India. There are crops like rocket or arugula. It's in very high demand. It sells for around 500 rupees a kg. Then there is something called kale. Kale is by far the most nutritious crop in the world. And it's recommended to diabetics. In India, doctors have started recommending it. Then there is something called Swiss chard. There are multiple such crops, pok choy, tetsoi, multiple things which goes into your eateries. Like Chinese eateries use pok choy and tetsoi. Then there are things like Italian basil, which goes into making of pesto and all. These are all exotic crops which can be grown in hydroponics. The third thing which can be grown in hydroponic is which people mostly know about as lettuces. So different kind of lettuces, your iceberg, which goes into most of the burgers or any food joint. If you go to a Subway or a burger, generally they use lettuces. Then there are and that's the iceberg lettuce. Apart from iceberg, there are other lettuce also, colored lettuces called, for example, Lolo Rosso, Butterhead, Locarno. There are multiple such kind of lettuces. And then Indian crops are also grown in hydroponics. So, for example, in our Bangalore market, we grow a lot of spinach, and hydroponic spinach is in very high demand in Bangalore. Then coriander is something which is not available anywhere during the rainy season because most of it is grown in the field. And during rainy season, pan India, if you look at the price of coriander, it easily crosses around 300 rupees a kg. That can also be grown in hydroponics. Then many local things like amaranthus, gongura, all of these can be grown in hydroponics. So all kind of leafy greens typically can be grown in hydroponics. But that's not all. Apart from leafy greens, a lot of other crops can also be grown in hydroponics. These include 3 families which I have mentioned here, but these are not the only 3. The reason why you see these 3 families here, because it's more oriented towards commercial business. And these are the 3 families, the crops of which has a big commercial market. If you look at cucumber family, the snack cucumber or seedless cucumber or English cucumber, and zucchini is also a crop, the yellow and green cucumber, English cucumber. These are sold in the exotic markets, can be grown in hydroponics. Then in the tomato family, your cherry tomatoes, which are very small, and also beef stick tomato. Each tomato itself will be around 600 to 700 grams, which is used for grilling, can be grown. Local tomatoes can also be grown. In the pepper family, colored capsicum, jalapenos, bird eye chili, bhut jaloki, any kind of peppers can be grown. But these are not all. If you want to grow Indian crops, like in our research, we are growing brinjal in hydroponics. We are also growing the desi normal tomatoes in hydroponic. Any kind of beans, any kind of gourds we have grown. Your bitter gourd, your bottle gourd, all of these can be grown in hydroponics. But the price that you get in the market may not be very high. So it might not make commercial sense at the current level where the market is. But all of these can be grown in hydroponics. So hydroponic as a technology allows you to grow a lot of different kind of crops. And I am focusing only on food crops because that's what we focus on in the business we do. But there is a lot of farming which is around flowers or floriculture, and roses, gerbera, all of these can also be grown in hydroponics. Now, this was about crops, but what are the different kind of structures which can be used to grow hydroponic? What you are seeing right now are 4 different kind of images. These all images are for leafy greens. On the extreme left is a table kind of a structure. This is called NFT tables or NFT flatbed. In this, all the plants are in one level and they grow in hydroponics. The second image is of an A-frame structure. In this structure, the plants are oriented vertically. So vertical space is utilized in this kind of a structure. The third one is actual flatbed. So if you look at the NFT tables, in India, people call it a flatbed, but that's not a flatbed, that's a table. Between the tables, you need to leave space for walking. So between any 2 tables, you will leave around 2.5 to 3 feet. But in a true flatbed structure, which is the third image, there is no space between the tables. It's like a infinite bed. So the space utilization is much more. And the fourth thing that you are seeing is deep water culture. These are trays in which plants are growing in deep water culture system. The first 3 were NFT system. That was for leafy greens. Now let's come to vining crops. For vining crops, what you are seeing right now are 2 different structures which are growing tomatoes. The first one on your left is cherry tomato. This is growing in a Dutch bucket system. It's a recirculatory system, which means if you give nutrient once, it goes, plants take what it needs, and then it comes back and it recirculates again and again. This image is from a farm in Bangalore. On the right side, what you are seeing are plum tomatoes, candy tomatoes. These are yellow color tomatoes, a variety of cherry tomato, but little bigger in size and smaller than the normal tomato. These are growing in coco peat based system, which again is considered under hydroponics in the Indian context. This is from a farm in Ahmedabad. Sorry. Now, let's say you understand your market and you figure out that this is a crop you want to grow, but you have not done farming ever, and you want to get into hydroponic. The question is, will you succeed? How difficult it will be? Coming to my background, I also don't have a background in farming. I started city greens around 7 years back. Today, we are leading in India in hydroponic practice. If we can do it, you can also do it. There are three important things that you need to take care of to succeed if you want to get into hydroponic farming. The first one is nutrient, second one is irrigation, third one is automation. If you take care of these three things in the right way, then it's very much possible that the farm will give very good output and very good profits to you. Now, let's say someone wants to get into hydroponic, how much does it cost? And you might have heard of many hydroponic farms failing. Does hydroponic farm work or not work? See, all of this is a question of scale. If you go for a very small farm, the chances of success will be low because commercial viability will not be there because of the small size. But if you want to succeed in hydroponics, we generally recommend you should go for larger farm. 3 acre is ideal, but at least start with 1 acre. Don't start with less than that. And a 1 acre farm with full automation, best kind of technology and polyhouse, and depending upon what kind of growing system you are choosing, will cost anywhere between 80 lakhs to 1.9 CR. So that's the kind of cost which goes into setting up these kind of farms. And depending upon what kind of crops you are choosing, what you are growing, it takes between 3 to 5 years to recover this money which you are putting in. And initial 5 to 6 months is something where you don't make profit. You start making profit after 6 to 7 months. And then the profits which you are making, through that, you start getting your money back, and through that, you make your income. Now, apart from that, are there any other benefits? Let's say if someone is thinking about setting up this kind of farm, the first benefit is that there are some subsidies available. Now, subsidies per se are not available for hydroponic, but this coco peat based farming, subsidies available for that. So there are state subsidies are different states have different policies. It's not possible to cover all the states here, but there is a central government subsidy which is given for commercial cultivation of flowers, cucumber family, tomato family, and pepper family plants. And that is something which is available if someone wants to set up a growing system using coco peat. Then apart from that, the income that you make is a tax-free income because this income is coming from selling of vegetables. You can also get some depreciation benefit because when you are doing a lot of capital expenditure, when you're setting up the farm, this expenditure allows you to get some kind of depreciation benefit. So these are the other benefits that you can get. Coming to what kind of engagements, how we work in this kind of setup, we set up farms for people who are interested. We work two kind of model. One model is where we set up the farm and then we give it to the farmer to run. The second model is where we help the farmer also to sell the produce. If they don't have the market, we buy the produce from them and then we sell it further in the market. We are currently in 14 states and our technology headquarters, company headquarters is in Bangalore and our agronomy research is in Ahmedabad. So that is about hydroponics. Now let me just share with you about very briefly background about City Greens. And I'll keep it brief. This is just to help you understand what our profile is so that you can ask the right questions and whatever time we have, we can utilize it in giving you the answers which can help you. So we talked about hydroponics and that's the topic. That's something which you are seeing in the center. That's one part of the business that we do. Apart from that, we also are into automation. So we have developed in-house a complete automation range for controlled environment farming. When I say controlled environment, it includes your entire polyhouse, indoor vertical farm, all these kind of farms. The third part is we also provide small kits and nutrients and support to people who want to grow food for hobby in their house, in their home. So we have our own website, we are on Amazon and people can get kits from there and grow. In the technology part, there are two parts. One part is about automation. So what we do is, if you look at the success of hydroponic farm, even if someone has invested the money, and this is the challenge, we realize that unless people know how to grow, it's going to be very difficult. And the kind of labor that you will hire in the farm, they might not understand technology. They might not understand how to mix the nutrients, how to manage the right pH. And doing mistakes in that can actually destroy your entire crop. So what we have done, we have developed automation modules which take care of these parts. Any critical part which is required to succeed in your farm, for example, giving the right nutrient, managing the right kind of climate, doing the right kind of doing the irrigation at the right time. All of these are done through automation. So we have developed modules for that. And then apart from that, even for the planning aspect, what to grow, what to sell, how do you do your growing cycle? Because if you look at traditional farming, in traditional farming, generally you will grow one crop and you will keep growing that crop again and again and again, and you will do harvesting in the bulk and then sell in the market. But in hydroponics, the market is a different one. Generally, we sell to hotels, restaurants, cafe, or we sell to Big Basket, Milk Basket, your Zepto, Amazon, and these kind of guys who have daily demand. So we need to plan every day that this day I need to sell X kg of this crop, Y kg of this crop, Z kg of another crop. So a lot of planning is needed. So we have created a software which helps with all this planning. So on the planning part and on the automation part, the technology takes care of running the farm. And this technology does not need your labor to be fully trained because technology is itself running the farm. Right? Apart from that, when we talk about the kind of farms, we talked about hydroponics, in which we talked about NFT, deep water culture, Dutch bucket, substrate. We set up all these kind of farms. We also do aeroponics. Aeroponics is a system where, like I said very briefly, roots are not floating in water, but roots are in air. So we also do aeroponics kind of farms. We also do indoor vertical farms. And we do hobby kits for people who are interested in hobby. We have supply to all of the big names in the industry who are into vegetable farming. And we have 140,000 square feet of private research infrastructure. We have around 10 microclimates there where we experiment with different kind of crops, different kind of growing systems. So we have a fan and pad system, we have a net house system. We are growing cucumbers there, we are growing brinjal there, we are also growing exotics there. The entire farm is integrated with solar. So we are also experimenting with using renewable energy to bring the cost down. All of these things we keep doing, and because of the technologies we have developed, we have been awarded by the government of India. 3 different ministries have given us together 65 lakh rupees. And yeah, we have been covered by media again and again. So this is very briefly about us. With this, I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll open the forum to questions, and I would like to make it more interactive. So to the moderators, if you can allow chat where people can put in their questions, I can read from there and give answers, or if people can raise their hand and ask the questions, I'm okay with that also.
Sure, sir. We have allowed the participants to send their questions in the chat box.
Great. Thank you, Utkarsh. If anyone has any questions, please put them in the chat box.
Participants can raise their voice if they have any questions for the speaker, so that we can unmute you or give you the options to unmute.
So I have questions coming in. The first question is, do you use IoT and AI in your technology? If yes, how it is used? Yes, Sriram. Yes, Sriram, we are using both of them. We are using IoT as well as AI. So let me make it a little simple for you. Like I said, we look at different tasks which are to be done in the farm, and we have developed automation to do those tasks. For example, one task is irrigation. So there is one module which is doing irrigation. The other module is which is balancing the nutrient. There is third module which is managing the climate. Now, all of these modules are independent modules. They talk through IoT. So all of these independent modules send their data to the cloud, and through the cloud, our algorithm or our solution that we have developed, it looks at all the parameters and then it decides what should be done and how the farm should be operated. So that's about IoT. And no matter where you are, your farm can be in India, you can be outside India, you can still see what's happening in your farm. So that's how we are using IoT. Now, talking about artificial intelligence, how we are using artificial intelligence is we are using one thing is self-learning. So depending upon multiple farms that we have, what kind of parameters result in what kind of yield. Based on that data, the parameters can also be decided by itself. So you don't even need to tell, you only need to tell, I want to grow lettuce, and all the parameters for growing lettuce, what kind of nutrient should be there, what kind of EC should be there, what kind of pH should be there, can be done automatically. For example, let me talk about power. I talked about we use solar. So in our research farm, we only have solar. We don't have anything from the government supply. So let's say if solar goes down or if the battery power is less, there will be a problem in how to run the farm. So there again, we use AI. Depending upon what function is how much critical in the farm, our AI always monitors the amount of battery left. And just like in a vehicle, you will have power mode, economy mode. Our system decides on what mode the farm should be run. If there is sufficient power, it will run on the power mode. If the power is reducing, it will come in the economy mode. When the power is further drained out, it will go into low power mode, where it will make sure that only those components are run which are critical for the function of farm. So again, that's one example of using AI. The other example I give you about parameter. So AI is being used in different areas in our farm. So we are using both of them. Yeah. So next question is, can we dependent on AI completely for that? I want to say that, is it 100% efficient? See, AI is something which will work depending upon the kind of rules you give the AI to. For example, once we give a priority order, and once we tell this is what you need to do in terms of low power, AI is something which doesn't have emotions, right? It will, based on the order and logic what is given to it, it will work that way. So in that case, yes, it's 100% efficient. But does the AI has power to decipher or understand things which have not been taught to us? That doesn't exist. Like a human being, if I understand something and I can take inputs from the field and try to change something, I can do that. AI cannot do that. So AI is 100% efficient if you are giving it 100% correct information, if your training is 100% right. If there are gaps in training or if the system you have built is inefficient, then it's not going to be 100% efficient. Now I have another question from Kumara Purva. What are the major problems you faced while setting up these systems as per your experience? Okay. So Apurva, we have been doing it since now 7 years. The major problems that we have faced, I will list them under 2-3 heads. The first one is I see that there is a lot of misinformation or incomplete information on internet, based on which when people come and think about hydroponics, they think of it as a get rich quick scheme. It's like a Bitcoin. You just put money and the money will keep on multiplying. It doesn't work like that. At the end of the day, hydroponic is also farming. And any kind of farming, any kind of business needs some effort, needs some understanding. Second thing is, you also need to understand the climate and the crop you are growing. Crop is a living form, like it's just like human beings, crop also has life. Now, what can be done by using controlled environment? We can control the environment to some extent. Now, let me give you a very real life example. I have a farm in Ahmedabad. Now, let's say I have a customer who wants me to grow arugula or rocket, which I told you sells for 550 rupees kg. Now, if I have a polyhouse farm, arugula is something which needs to be grown at 25 degrees centigrade. And Ahmedabad is an area where summers are 45 degrees centigrade. Even if I put a climate control farm and best state-of-the-art system, we still cannot go below 33, 32 because what we are doing is we are using evaporative cooling, and that's a limitation of the technology. Now, by putting money, if I don't understand the science, and if I think since I have put money, arugula should grow, and I keep trying to grow the crop, I'm going to fail. So I need to understand what crop will grow with what kind of technology. In the same farm, if I have to grow arugula, what I need to do is I need to do an indoor vertical farm. I need to put air conditioners and then grow it. So one problem which I face is that people who are new to the industry, they think of it as a quick money making scheme, and they think if we put some money into it, we can grow anything. That's not possible. So the willingness to understand what you are doing is less. That becomes a challenge. The second problem is you don't have a lot of trained manpower. So let's say we have set up a system and we have run it, and after once we give it to the client, if the client doesn't know how to run it, then a lot of bandwidth goes into helping the client again and again, and training the labor is very difficult. And that was the key reason we moved towards developing our technology range, because then then the client doesn't need to worry about having the right skills, manpower or not, because technology takes care of everything. So these are two major challenges which were there, but both of them have been solved for more or less. The problem which has still not been solved is the market. Even now, hydroponic is something which is only working out in large cities. Or even if you are growing in small cities, you are selling it in the larger cities. You are taking it to larger cities and then selling it. For example, we have set up farms in areas called Mayer, Ara. You might not have heard of them, but the produce from there goes to large cities and then it is sold there. The reason is cost of growing is high. In market like Bangalore, where I'm growing spinach and I'm still making profit in spinach. But in Ahmedabad, if I grow spinach, I don't make profit there. I have to grow exotics there. So that's another problem. The cost of growing has to be brought down. And that is where we are trying to introduce solar to bring the cost of electricity down. We are bringing technology to reduce the labor cost, so that we can bring hydroponics to a point where I can even grow brinjals, goats, and still make money. But I think that will take another couple of years. So far, it's mostly an exotic and few Indian crop market. Now, other question is, what about hydroponics of fodder? Hydroponics of fodder is a very easy thing, and it's something which is in very high demand. Having said that, as a business, it may not be very profitable. The reason is the cost of selling fodder is very, very less. The government buys it at around, I think, 5 to 6 rupees a kg. And the cost of growing hydroponics green fodder will be around 3 rupees a kg. So the margin is only 2 rupees a kg. If any one of you want to do it locally, you can do it. It's very easy. You don't need nutrient, you don't need complex systems. You can look at some YouTube videos and do it. We did 1 or 2 cycles to understand it, but commercially it doesn't make sense for us. This is not something which we can build into a very large business. So we decided not to pursue it. Yeah. Any other questions?
If we get some more questions, we will just mail it to you. I think we should wrap up the session today.
Sure. Thanks.
Also, you are having some meeting you told earlier.
Right.
So thank you so much once again from Team Just Agriculture for giving your valuable time.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again, sir. So thank you, dear participants, for joining today's session, and we'll meet tomorrow at same timing. Schedule will be shared by tomorrow.